Good morning. You're going to see another version of my house where I'm sitting. So these are my kids' art supplies. And I'm sitting in another archway, which is funny. There's my studio and there's my dining room. My cat's about to get my yoga mat. Stop it! Oh! And it's funny because I've sat here again in a different archway. And this time between what I saw as my creative expressive outlet and then the next area, which is really funny. Stop it! Oh man. Anyway, so I had really specific thoughts, and then my doorbell rang and it all kind of changed. And my challenge today brought up again the idea of letting go. Like, I would be honest in saying that I have a very strong manifestation power. So like what my heart and soul wants, I tend to manifest into reality. So whatever I'm going through, I literally bring into my reality. If I feel as if I'm hurting myself or other people, I literally break stuff. And I think it's always been the way. Like, for instance, at the minute, I've talked about my past a lot and a lot of things that are going on there. And funniest thing is, then I put on a top that my auntie, who died a few years ago, gave to me before she died. And it's just not thinking about it. Seriously, I wasn't thinking at 5:30 this morning. And it's just how all these things come together and present themselves in my life. Like, I always live my lesson, so it's always there in front of me. And at the minute, I'm in that real stage of like, I have to decide whether or not I want to let go of guilt I'm feeling from the past and shame for actions that I carried out that I wasn't too happy with what I did and how it affected other people. And I have to decide whether or not I'm ready to let that go, because it affects my now, and it always has, because as I said, I hold everything in my hips, and so I carry all that with me literally, and it weighs me down physically in my physical being. As I said, I manifest everything that I have inside of my thinking being and my spiritual being, and I literally carry it in my hips, and I carry it in the lower half of my body, not the top half. The top half is very light and very bright, but if you look at me below my hip bones, right, from my hip bones down, I'm heavy, and it's where I've always carried my weight, and I carry all my tension. It's like I stuff it down, literally stuff it down my body, down there, and I was like, okay, I can take it. I'll carry that for everybody else. I'm strong enough. I'll carry it. And it's now like, okay, so I've always carried it, and I've always been the one who took it from others, because I felt as if I should pay them back for being a jackass or something. And so I carried it, and now it physically is in my body, and I want to release it. But it's a conscious thing I have to do. I have to make a choice of whether or not I'm going to release it. And it's like when you've held on to something for so long, you know you need to let go, but your hands have like frozen into that position. And in that first letting go, like where your nails are, it really freaking hurts to let go. But then you need to decide, like, is it worth biting through that little bit of pain that you get when you first let go? Or are you going to go back to holding on to it? And I said that I was going to show up for this, and I was going to relax into it, and I was going to show up every day and take action every day and go with the journey as it presents itself. And it's presented itself in this way that I really now have to make a choice if I'm going to let go of the guilt and shame I feel for actions I performed in the past. And if I'm just going to accept the fact that I did the best I did at that time, and I should stop judging it with the eyes I have now, as I've been told by some of you on Facebook. Thank you. Is that stop judging. And it's that whole, I've been listening to Deepak Chopra for a while now, and it's like, judgment. You have to let go of judgment. You have to let go of judging yourself and other people and things. And it's like, I can't do that, but I have to, because I've decided to. But it's that initial pain of letting go of the judgment and a slight fear of, well, I know what happens when I have it, but I don't know what's going to happen when I let go of it. But I know that I don't want to continue like this, because every day I'm just carrying a little bit more. And then when's it going to end? How is it going to end? I don't know, and I don't really want to find out. I'd like to find out what's happening in the unknown, which is the letting go part. So that's where I'm at today, and I've just been doing some really deep stretches again in my hips, and just telling myself I need to let go. Yes, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not being a bitch to myself, but it's just like focusing on relaxing and letting go and bringing myself back to that point, and just saying, this is what is coming up in your journey, and just let it breeze through you, instead of having to take charge of it and judge it and be the responsible one for it. Just let it breeze through you. And that's your action for today, is that you don't have to take responsibility for it. You can just let it move through you. And I find that incredibly difficult, because it's not really something I've always done. But I really want to do it. I want to move on from it. So I've chosen to show up every day. And at the minute, relaxing and stretching is the best thing for my body. Like, for instance, when I said I manifest stuff, right? So I've been talking about the past. And then what happens? My washing machine breaks. And literally, all my old dirty washing is piling up. Literally. I have like an analogy in my laundry room right now of what's happening on the inside of me. All my dirty laundry is stacking up. And we're terrible. We are those like, nope, we're going to fix it as often as we possibly can, because we are not wasting those natural resources. We are going to keep that washing machine. We are not replacing it until it walks out the door on its knees. So we're not replacing it, and my Highness fixed it, and we just had to wait for the glue to dry. And so now I've got all this dirty washing piled up around my washing machine. And it's really cleansing to not just go through a relaxation cleansing process in my mind and in my soul and in my body, but also literally with the objects in my life, that I have to stand there and I'm washing it, drying it, ironing it, putting it away. And it's like, I am choosing to let go of the dirt, let go of the negativity. I'm going to let go of it, and I'm not going to let anybody else do it. I want to do it. I really do want to go through that process of doing it. For once, normally I would give my laundry to somebody else. But it's funny how that has shown up in my life. Like the top from my auntie, because I want to be there for my parents at the minute, because they're going through something, and I just would love to offer them as much support as possible, because I'm a good daughter. My kids are going through a lot at school, and because, and I want to be a good mummy, and my husband, and myself, and my friends, and I want to be there for everybody. So then my washing machine breaks and I have to deal with dirty laundry, because this is my journey. I've chosen that I want to deal with this stuff, and I still am carrying a lot of dirty washing from the past that I'm literally carrying around in a bag, and all I have to do is just wash it, dry it, iron it, put it back in the cupboard, or give it to somebody else. Somebody else might enjoy those clothes. And if I don't enjoy them anymore, but I just have to do it, and it's really, really funny how it's all showing up. So that's what I would say, is that today I am dealing with the physical manifestation of what's happening on the inside, and it's really fun. Not hate dirty laundry, but for some reason I'm really enjoying it at the moment. It's like I really hate stretching my hips, but I love how it feels afterward. Yes, I do. All right, so seeing how if you get creeped out by sitting in archways, tough, because I'm sitting in archways. Anyway, much love.